You're not even in the movie anymore! Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junk Man, here in the Junk Room, talking to you guys. Today's Monday, so we're going to do a Star Wars random figure review. Who are we going to talk about today? Well, you just saw in the opening of this video, or on the thumbnail when you click it, we're going to talk about this guy, Anakin Skywalker. So, what do we have to say about Anakin, besides he has bell bottoms? Well, we don't really have much to say at all, being he was released so late in the line. But let's start and say what we can. First up, he's not in the movie anymore, since the special editions, or the Blu-ray, or whenever they decided to do it. So they took out old Anakin and put in young Anakin. Some fans were upset about this, some loved it. I think I might like it better if it wasn't so awkward looking. So what did I think about Anakin Skywalker from the Kenner Star Wars Power of the Force collection? I love this figure. I didn't know they made this back when I was a kid, because by 1985 I was out of Star Wars. And moved on to He-Man. I'm so sorry. Why did I leave Star Wars for He-Man? I don't know. It was a crazy year. I was like 13. I was in between being a teenager and still wanting to play with toys. I was trying to hold on to my youth. I'm sorry I let you down. Should have never played with He-Man for that year. Oh boy, was it fun. Men-at-Arms, Meanie Faces, Prince Adam. Okay, we're here to talk Star Wars. Anyway, what are we talking about? Anakin Skywalker. So, although he was released in the 1985 Power of the Force line, kids got him in 1984 or very early in 85 before the release of Power of the Force. But how? How could kids get a figure like this before the actual line came out? Well, Kenner, every time a new series of figures were about to be released, Kenner released a free preview figure. And that's what they did with Anakin Skywalker, free figure. The offer for a free Anakin Skywalker figure first appeared on the 65-back Return of the Jedi card. At that time, it was just a sticker placed over the bottom half of the card. You could send 5 proofs of purchases to get a free Anakin Skywalker action figure. Again, I didn't know about this figure, and the only figure I was ever sent off for was the Emperor, and it never showed up. Damn you, care! Oh, probably my parents didn't even mail it. Okay, looking at my notes here. The offer ended on May 30th, 1985. Right around that time, they started hitting stores. But Power of the Force figures, as you may know, was the last line of Star Wars figures, and Star Wars was dying. Oh, sorry. Star Wars was dying. No, Star Wars is real popular, Anakin. Not your fault. So Star Wars was on the decline. A lot of those stores didn't even order Star Wars figures. And Anakin here was never released in North America. Sorry, little buddy. I don't know why. You're a good figure. So how did people get him if they didn't mail all for him? Well, if you grew up in the U.S., and you had an Anakin Skywalker figure, chances are you mailed off for him, unless you have some friends overseas. Well, he did make it on the Power of the Force card, although that's a very limited run. He's very hard to find and worth thousands of dollars on the Power of the Force card. In fact, I was going to give you the latest sold price for him, but I can't even find one on eBay that sold or has been listed within the last 6 months or so. He's very hard to find on card. Now, loose, the Anakin Skywalker figure is kind of cheap for a Star Wars figure. It would run you about $20 for a loose Anakin figure. $20 isn't bad for a loose finished Star Wars figure, especially Power of the Force. The cheapest of the Power of the Force figures there is. The cheapest of the Power of the Force figures there is. No, kids loved you. Kids love playing with old men that didn't come with any weapons and don't even have hands that can hold anything. So what about the Tri logo card? Yes, he's more commonly found on the Tri logo card, although that's still pretty rare to find also, just not as rare as the Power of the Force card. For some reason, the Tri logo cards you find have a big, ugly price sticker on it. I don't know who thought of that one. But what about the figure itself? Besides having bell bottoms, let me show the other camera here. It's a nice looking figure. It's a nice looking figure. Have nothing bad to say about it, but he's kind of boring. I guess if you're playing Star Wars figures, he can hang around Luke Skywalker and talk to Luke and, stay in the background. But as I said earlier, he has no weapon. In fact, he has no hands to even hold a weapon if he chose to. So you couldn't give him Luke's lightsaber or Han's blaster. He does have something a few figures have, and that's a square butt. Some figures have a square butt, some figures have a round butt. Now you play with Star Wars figures way too much when you know the action figures either have a square butt or a round butt. Or that, either you play with them too much or you got some really crazy problems. Again, Anakin Skywalker in his gray robe. A nice looking figure. Let's turn around so the other camera can get the back of him right there. Again, just a nice little figure. Don't know how great he would be to play with as a free mellowy figure. I can see him being something kids would really want to mail off for. But if you're at a toy store and you're looking at a wall full of Star Wars toys, they have aliens and the heroes and Darth Vader, and there's Anakin Skywalker sitting on a shelf, you're probably going to pass him up. Unless you already have the other ones on the line. But he is a Skywalker, and how can you have a Star Wars set of figures without Anakin Skywalker? He is one of the key figures, although he's not in the movie anymore. I'd much rather have seen a Darth Vader with a removable helmet that had the face of Anakin, maybe under the helmet, the bald-headed, burnt face. But I didn't get to choose this. I didn't work for Kenner. So Kenner came up with the ghost of Anakin Skywalker. I want to thank you for watching. This has been Action Figure Review Monday. We didn't have really much to say about him this time. He's kind of a boring figure. I think I said that already. But don't let him know. Anakin's very sensitive. He is. He doesn't even know he's been cut out of Star Wars yet. He's one of the most exciting action figures ever. He can put batteries in him. He can flip around, jump around, do all kinds of things. He really doesn't do anything at all. He can hold any weapon from a staff to a lightsaber to a gun. You name it. This Anakin figure can hold it. No, he can't. He can't hold shit. He don't even have fingers. His hands don't even bend or anything. He's a piece of crap, but he's pretty cool looking. So again, thank you for watching. Again, if you want to support this channel, head over to patreon.com. And we have something new called Subscribe Star. I'm trying out. Haven't really fooled around it. But if you don't want to support on Patreon, but you want to support the channel, head over to Subscribe Star. It's kind of like a Twitter that you subscribe to. I'm going to be posting stuff on there also. And also, again, on Patreon or Subscribe Star or wherever you support the channel, you'll get exclusive content like bloopers. Fingering Untamed Dinosaur. Fingerling Untamed Tracker Dinosaur. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll be back with some more videos this week. And don't forget, next Monday we'll review another figure. And it just might be you.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.